Welcome to 108 Gate, where we're looking at the energies of today. This is the third attempt to do this video. First time, got quite far into it, quite detailed. And then second time, it pretty much went after 5-10 seconds. And then I just took a bit of time out, let it do what it's got to do. Now coming back, I'm letting you know because things may be indicated in that, who knows. So the energy that was coming up was how we are possibly more attached to, entangled with, influenced by, influencing others and others us than we realise. So the very, very subtle energies that we can sense and feel. What about deeper than that? The stuff we can't feel, the stuff that we can't sense. So, one way of exploring that, there are many, but one way that was coming up quite strong was if we say we're going to help someone, and we think we're helping them, but that we're actually enabling, or we're like giving them more to do, or we're actually taking them off their course, their projected life path, or whatever it is. How helpful actually are we? Because we want to be helpful. Other way too, how much if someone's helping us and they give us, like if someone buying you a present that you really don't like, and then you're like, and you have to kind of like make it feel like you don't want to hurt that person's feelings, but at the same time you kind of like you if it was a big statue or something like that, do you know what I mean? Or if it was something of high regard, I don't know how to explain it exactly. It'll come clear, I'm sure. But basically, the sentiment being that there's all those things that we know and can see and feel that we are influencing others and others are influencing us on a 3D level, on a subtle level. And those of you who have been doing your work, sometimes on a really, really subtle level that words can't explain. Now go beyond that. Go beyond that. That's what's coming up. That's what this is feeling, is focusing on. And let's see what happens. Right, okay. Again. Right, so you've got 2 serpents, 2 coins, and the Queen of Swords. Again, that those are connected, those are not. So these are not connected yet, and this feels like this is where the Queen of Swords stance is. She's in a space of isolating herself, or she's in a position of strength because she's not allowing other people's, I'm putting it together like that, it wants to go together at the tip, not allowing other people's influences to impact her in a way that she doesn't want. That sword in her hand, it feels quite diligent, should I say? She feels quite diligent. It feels quite purposeful and specific in the way she's holding it. Like this time in this reading, it feels not combative, but more defensive, as in like I'm protecting myself, come what may. Coins are separate. That's the it's not the Ouroboros, because that's one circle, one snake, one serpent going and having its own tail. Words going all over the place, chewing its own tail, but this one is still chewing its own tail, but it's in an infinity sign, infinitely. Sorry about the focus or lack of. Maybe it's focusing where it's supposed to, who knows, I don't know. Right, we've got, wow, okay, excellent. So it fell, this one was upside down, 6 of Swords, it flew out that way, and the other one. So if the clarity is not coming in, if the clarity is not correct, the victory that came inside out, upside down too, the clarity also is going to impact the nature of the victory, aka failure. But it's not a failure because the intention initially may not have been accurate. So we may be seeing things as a failure, but it's not actually a failure. It's just that there wasn't a victory to be had. Or in some cases, it looks like a failure because you didn't convince someone to do something, or you didn't manage to do something, but in truth, it's actually success that you didn't do it. So now it's a matter of looking at all those things that you thought were not correct, that were a failure, that were not suitable for your foundation, and then turn it around so you get clarity on that. That's really feeling higgledy-piggledy. I want to put that there. There seems to be, I can't even say confusion. It's the thing of, like, it's like having a ball of wool that's been unravelled and it's got knots in it. The ball of wool is still the same amount of wool. It's the same wool. It's just that it's not in a neat ball. Instead, it's everywhere and it's got knots in it, and it can't be used in the same way to make a scarf, or knit a jumper, or knit some booties, or knit a blanket, or whatever it is you're knitting or would knit with it. The wool is the same, but the functioning of it is not as efficient. It's not as useful. It's essentially useless because the knots, because of the way it's unravelled and not available to be used. So it's a matter of getting the knots, unknotting them, identifying them. It may even be that some parts have to be cut out and then reconnected. So you actually got some of the wool still available to use, but not all of it may be there to use. Again, not looking at it as a waste, just looking at it as like, right, this needs to be taken out, otherwise I can't use any of the wool. Looking instead at the wool that you have instead of the wool that's had to be cut out and discarded of. 4 coins, yesterday or the day before, we had 2 4 coins. The feminine within was at 4 coins, the masculine within was at 4 coins. So the masculine is aware of your inner masculine, your inner feminine. It's gone back there again. To harmonise within yourself. Wow. Sorry about, I really don't know why it's not okay. Don't want to focus. Not focusing. It's not going to focus. But basically, there's one that we've had this card before in the last few days, that basically this one here is bowing down or on the floor in front of the other one. Don't know exactly the scenario, but it feels like something has to be surrendered. Something has to be, and then, or you may be in the other position of actually being empowering, or empowering self over something that was before possibly bringing you down. I don't know who that's for, but it feels like a very specific message. Either way, the masculine side is seeing and feeling into the subtleties of things. Therefore, where we saw something as a failure, start looking at it as, well, what did I gain from it? What did I actually intend to happen? Was that even correct for the other person? Was that correct for me? Looking at it completely transparently, looking at it for what it is. The feminine is basically holding her own, in the sense of she's making sure she's not connecting with, she's not taking on anything that's not hers, keeping things clear cut. This one needs to be more transparent. She's actually being clear cut. So right now, this feels like it's the masculine here and then the feminine here, even with the sword. Like, clear cut, cut it. If you don't need it and you can't make anything with that part of the wool, get rid of it. Utilise the wool that you can use. Let's get one for the masculine, then we'll wrap it up, because there's a lot going on here. There you are. So masculine still seeing things like that. Right, let's get this. There we are. Still in a bit of la la land, it feels like. Not because that's wrong or it's not possible. It's just what's involved in that. You don't stay like that 24/7 unless you're on some, like, I don't know, lucky strike or something. But you don't stay there 24/7 in that state. There's certain things that happen, even if yourself with partner is in that state. There's always still something externally that's not 100% at ease all the time. So if that's happening, it's a matter of sustaining it. But the way to sustain it is to see what is actually of benefit for self, what is not of benefit for self. Make sure we're asking the other side. So within you, your feminine and masculine is doing this. Your feminine and masculine is doing this, unless you know that you're doing this with your actual partner or whatever it is that I don't know, whatever your masculine feminine is representing. I don't even know if you're male or female or how you identify. So that's not for me to decide. With that, we're going to get one more for the overall energy of where to go from here. Where are we kind of looking out towards? I'm not sure why that's coming in so strong, but it really is. Interesting. Taking a rest. Taking a rest. Taking a rest. Take the time to have a look at it properly. Take the time to have a look at it truthfully. Both perspectives. So sometimes you're not always in yay, everything looks hunky-dory. Sometimes you need to take a rest. You need to take stock of things. So let us know where you're watching from. It's nice to see you here. Nice to know that you are here. See you again tomorrow or the day before and after that, whatever. There's some information in the bottom if you want a reading, Reiki or coaching. There's email there for you. Other than that, really appreciate you being here. So take care and peace and love.